Well, it's a beautiful sunny day here. Today, indoors because it's freezing out there, I want to repot these willows. I've got 4 that need to be repotted. I noticed that they are actually killing the pomegranates that they're in with. It's hard to see. Hopefully I'm blocking all the leaves in the back so you can see the trees better. This one here, I love the way it's growing. I've got some big plans for that one. This one is quite funny actually. Both the pomegranate and the willow are doing the same thing. They have the same movement in the trunk, the same everything. I don't know if you can see that very easily, but it's the weirdest thing. And this one is just straight, poker straight. So, since it's somewhat bendy, I think I might do something quite unnatural with it. Just for the sake of doing something unnatural. Alright, I'll set up and we'll come back when the repotting starts. Alright, I went ahead and got the pots ready ahead of time with that newer cactus and succulent mix that I found. I also bought myself a new set of cutters because I still cannot find my other ones. So now that I have a new pair, the other ones should turn up pretty much right away. That's how it works, right? Yeah. Alright, so the pots are already there in the background. And we'll just check out the roots on these guys. So this one here, I'm going to put into the large pot back here because I do want this one to grow out. And it's just a willow, so it shouldn't hurt it to grow fast. Yeah, let's start with this one. Get all the weeds out of here. We'll never get them all. Oh my goodness. There we go. So we have some happy little roots. Right here. Ooh, lots of new growth there too. So I'm just going to spread them by hand and try and get that little pomegranate out of there. It's got like micro leaves on it. I'll have to give you a close-up of that. And I think that's because the willow is taking up all of its space. Yeah, you can see it's not got a heck of a lot of root. The willow's got everything. Look at that. It's got 1 root. Poor little thing. There we go. That's it. That's all it's got. That willow's not doing it any good. I'll see if I can zoom in and show you these tiny little micro leaves. If it focuses. Focus. Let me turn a light on. Maybe that'll help. Nope, not helping. See if I can get it to focus there. There we go. See how tiny those little leaves are? Completely little micro leaves. See if I can zoom you in even closer without wrecking everything. Pretty neat, eh? and probably the root had something to do with that. So we'll get this guy in a better place. Look at this. That is the dandelion root. Yeesh. This isn't the little mini dandelion that I'm going to save. I'm going to transplant that one that I like downstairs too. Ooh, I gotta turn that light off. There we go. This is quite the pack of roots on here. I wasn't sure how these willows would root, but it's a pretty big fluffy pack. It feels really fluffy. Quite neat. I'm sort of breaking off some of these buds down here, but that's okay. Don't really need branches that low. Look at those fluffy roots. They're just fluffy. Isn't that crazy? So we will open this up here. Hopefully everybody can see everything. And we can see the taproot here. So there's a taproot down there somewhere. The light from the back isn't all the greatest, but there's the taproot. I'm going to chop that sucker off. And I want to chop it. There's sort of a little circle of roots at the top here. Turning the light on and off here. But there's like a little circle of roots at the top here sticking out. And I think I want that to be my radial root base. So I'm going to chop that taproot off right below that. There we go. And that takes off the majority of that root system. But that's what we want. Look what we're left with. A nice little radial root system. Hard to tell, I guess, with the light coming from the back, but I think that'll work out good. See how flat it is now? I think that's perfect. I'm just going to clean up that little wound a little bit. There we go. Oops, broke off another bud. You can see there's little buds all over the bottom all the way to the top, and there's even some fresh new ones up here. The little green things, those are fresh new ones. The red ones are older. Don't really need branches that low, but I love how these branches are spread right now, and I'm hoping to continue that sort of a look, minus this bug right here. We have to spray them again. Maybe there's only the one. Take this leaf off. Yeah, I'm excited. Got big plans for this one. I'm just going to take off this cut end and this leaf going on the inside and this cut end here. Clean that up, and that's all I'm going to do for now because I want this to thicken up. So move my little palm here. Actually, I should put that little palm back in its cup. Reuse this soil because they did do good in this soil. Add some new soil on there. Sorry, weird camera angles here. There's definitely a lot more sand in this. I should mix it. this little pomegranate in here. I'm not going to do any root trimming with this one. A lot of these pomegranates, I'm still looking to give them away, so I'm not really doing too much to them at all. There. That one's good to go. I'll water it after. Put it down on the floor for now. And bring the big pot up here. So I'm not sure if you can see into that pot. Let me check. Nope. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Way up. There we go. The sun is shining like crazy outside. So we're getting lots of light. Just going to give these roots a little hack back because there's one thick one here, but I have a plan for that too. I'm not going to hack that back too far, and the other ones I'm just going to hack back. I'm sure this tree will come out just fine. I don't see anything that's going straight up or straight down. Everything seems pretty radial from there on. So I'll just put this in here like such. And I'll get a handful of this stuff here. Sorry if you got a weird view there. I'm just going to make this little tiny mound in here. You see that? Little mound in there? Sort of a... But I'm going to put these roots right on this mound. Just like that. Keeping them nice and radial. And they'll flow down into the soil as I lift them up over time. One-handed here. Since this soil has so much sand in it, it's pretty heavy. Should hold this tree down okay. Probably bury the trunk a little bit in there so that it stays up. It is pretty wispy still. Still doesn't want to stay up. I might have to stick it, put a stick on it. Because I did take off a lot of root there. There we go. So the trunk is a bit under there, but that's okay. You want to protect the roots best as you can there. And yes, it might look like the tree's on an angle, but that's because my container's on an angle here. There we go. That's one potted. And I think the way it's branching, it's going to come out really nice for what I want to do with it. And I guess I'll leave you up there for now. I'm going to water these later. So they're just going to go down on the ground here. and they'll be watered after. That's still really strange, isn't that? Maybe I should leave them together. They both took the same movement in there. But the pomegranate was already in there before this even grew. Kind of neat. So I think I'll do this one next. No, I'll do this one next. Take all the weeds out here. So I'm just going to take them all out of the cups and show you guys the roots. There we go. So this has some nice roots too. All the roots are way down at the bottom. These willows dry very quickly. I'm always having to water them. So repotting them will be nice because the pomegranates don't like that much water. So same this guy here. Just the one little root. All of my pomegranates did that weird loopy thing with their roots. They all did that. It's so weird. Okay, and this guy's got a good batch of roots here. The soil comes out of them really easily. So this guy has a big taproot too. We're just going to chop that with my big scissors. Oh, I'll take off this little cut here. So this one too, it's got a root system starting right about here. So I'm going to cut the taproot off below that. Just like that. And we're left with this. I'm just going to lay that here. Put a bit of soil on top to keep them moist. And move on to the next one. I'll do these ones. That's so weird how it did that. There we go. Whoop. Again. It just has the one little root. Strange, isn't it? And this one, of course, has a bazillion roots. This one as well. It's got that big tap root, but it's got a root plane up at the top here. So I'm just going to cut that tap root off right below that root plane. Right there. And we are left with this. Again, lay it here, bury it to keep it moist, and I'll go on to this one. This one has a bunch of moss in it, and the moss died, but it looks like it's actually coming back. I might just scoop that moss out here real quick. And we'll flip these guys out of here. And this straight trunked one here, I want to do something completely unnatural with. Just for the sake of having something unique. Wow. This one's still really wet under here. Wow, look at the root system on that bugger. No wonder that poor little pomegranate looks dead. Oh. That's not good. Kind of looks like it is dead, honestly. We'll give it a chance anyway. So this entire root system is just this willow. And I let them all dry out about the same amount of time, but this one seems pretty wet still. Crazy. Wow. Might be breaking some of the roots, but we're going to cut those bottom ones off anyway. So I broke a bunch off. Wow. That's quite the fluffy system it has there. So again, it's got this big long taproot, and it's got a root plane there, and a chunk of wood in it. There. So it's got the root plane right up at the top here. I'm going to cut that taproot below the root plane. Jeez, that was a toughie. There. That's gone, and we're left with that. Just going to clean that up a little bit here. There. That's better. We're left with something that's somewhat radial. So again, I'm just going to chop these back to size here. I'm not doing anything super fancy. This one I'm not sure of. Just give it the old chop. That one I won't. This one I think I'll cut the taproot on. This little pomegranate. And this one, the old chop. Just like that. And I'll get these potted up and we'll come back and take a look. So what I have here is an old aquarium decoration, and it's actually broken. It's just one of those resin ones. I don't think I'll ever use it. I actually did for a while. It was given to me by somebody else, so it's secondhand even. So I thought it would be fun because it's no longer safe for aquariums with this sharp area. I suppose I could make it safe, but I'll never use it. I'm shutting down my aquariums now, and the cost of keeping aquariums is just too much. So I thought it would be fun to have an unnatural planting. So I was thinking of winding this tall skinny one around and through here and just keep growing it around and through just to see how it grows, how it adapts, going through all these holes. I also have this large pillar rock here. I often thought of maybe somehow twirling it around there, but I think this TV might be more fun. So before I actually plant it, let's see if I can get it to sort of wind through here. I guess we could start it through here. I can put it in this way, it'll be easier on the tree. It seems to already have a little like natural spot where a trunk would go, or where anything would go, that we could easily get into the soil. So we'll start that there. I'm not sure how easily this will bend. I'll try not to hurt the tree too much. And see if we can bring her around. are so whippy. Looks neat. I should probably have cut the leaves off, but there we are. See if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Maybe I'm trying to be too gentle. I don't know. It is just a willow that grew from seed by itself. In one of my pomegranate pots. There we go. So we'll start with that one curve for now, I guess. And maybe I can bring it back around and back through here, or do something. I don't know. I know, it's not like me to do something this unnatural, but I want to do some unique things too. This seems pretty unique, I think. There. There. I think that looks okay. For now. Maybe I should have looped it the other way around and had the tree growing up here, but I could still do that in the future. Have it loop around a few times. I think that'll work. So I'm just gonna go get something to attach it, and I'll plant it down, and we'll come back when that's done. Alright, so I've got the root secured in place where I want it, and I used a twist tie to secure the top sort of where I want it, and then as it grows we can wind it, keep winding it through there. Make it naturally unnatural. Yeah. Now I'll just plant it, and we'll come back and have a look at all of them after I water. Alright, here they all are. They're sulking a little bit. The pomegranate that there's one having a hard time and one that I thought was dead here. I put them both in the same container. It'll just save me some time later. This is the one that I've got quite high hopes for. I've got big plans for, so I'm hoping it comes out nice. And continues this branching, and the trunk thickens up with this type of branching. Just love this. These ones I'm not sure what I'll do with yet. And my little experiment down here, I'll plant it up, and we're just going to let the roots grow and let everything thicken up and see what it does. Because sometimes it's just good to experiment with things and see what they can handle. Yeah, that's it for this show, I guess. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there.